to really bring you to where I'm at today, or did you want to segue into that?
No,
you can okay, and just to bring you where I'm at today, man. After the passing of my mom and my dad, I had been a mentor since I've been home. You know what I mean? I was working 2 jobs even up until this day. I worked with Kmart. Kmart merged with Sears. I was selling major appliances for Sears in Kmart, and I was a mentor, right? So I left Kmart. I was the project manager for a staffing company. One of my other friends, he had a little staffing company, whatever, and we ran that for a while, and then left there, and I went to Job Corps, right? So I was working in Job Corps, but still being a mentor. After leaving Job Corps, still at Job Corps, my daughter was getting ready to get married, so I got to work another job. I started working in the school system. So now I'm working in the school system, full-time, 2 full-time jobs. I'm waking up 5:30, getting to the school at 7:30, 7:30 to 2:30, leaving there, getting to a Job Corps by 3, getting off at 12, going back home. I did that shit for like 3 or 4 years. I became a machine. Gotta go to my other job. One daughter was getting ready to graduate from college, the other daughter was getting ready to get married. So I had to make sure I had to do my part.
And this is fresh out.
This is some years now. So this is like, this is going on now. My dad died, my mom died in 2011, my dad just died in 2018. So over those years, I've been consistently having 2 jobs, being productive, mentoring, right? And I left the school. And I left Job Corps and was working at school. Then I wound up getting a job now. I work for Maryland New Directions. It's a nonprofit organization on Charles and 27th Street. And what we do there is we provide service to the community, right? We service folks 18 through 60. However, I focus on my young folks 18 to 24. And I afford them an opportunity to get forklift certifications as well as CDLB class, right? We help them with resumes, we put them through mock interviews, we deal with the barriers. I don't care about them smoking weed, I don't care about them being locked up, I don't care about none of that. We always try to partner ourselves with certain organizations or certain employers who are background friendly or who are not too harsh on the drug testing. But I also try to keep them mindful of, check this out, can't pass a drug test, champ, you at the minimum wage to the $14 level. You can pass a drug test, now we're talking $15 to $22. So it's all about what you want. You dig what I'm saying? So we help, like I said, help them with resumes, put them through mock interviews. They don't have transportation, we give them tokens to get back and forth to the trainings. Once they get a job, we give them tokens to get back and forth for the first 2 weeks. They get their first check, then they got get a bus pass. For my young folks, 18 to 24, if they successfully complete the training, we incentivize them. We give them $150 for completing the training. You dig what I'm saying? And we still help them with the resume. And we still taking them to get business attire so they can go on interviews and things like that. You know what I mean? And they have 2-year wraparound services with us. If they don't want to work at their job no more, they call me, hey, Coach Hurt, man, I need to get another job, man, or whatever. Hey, whatever you do, don't quit that first. Let's get you lined up, and then we're going to be respectfully put a 2-week notice in, and we're gonna get you somewhere else. So I'm big unc, I'm pops, you know what I'm saying? I'm big homie, you know what I'm saying? I'm a counselor, I'm a pastor, I'm a mentor, I'm doing everything for these kids, and I'm passionate with it because I know how much I help the community out. You know what I mean? So it's imperative that I give back. Imperative. And I do it so passionately that sometimes I take my work home. You know what I mean? Me and my wife could be out, and I got one for the plug and one for the dog. You know what I mean? I got one to work and I got, my personal phone. But we could be out and, this will go off and she looking at me like, I can't not answer, kid. Up. Yeah. I don't know what kind of circumstances that they're in. And is it my fault that I brought it home? Yeah. But at the same time, my folks don't care how much you care until you show how much you care. So now they understand that I'm willing to go the extra mile. So now you got to give me something for that, champ. You got to make yourself proud so that I can be proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put you in a situation to win. And so, that's pretty much where I'm at today, champ. That's what I'm doing, man. That's my whole story in a nutshell, man.
Man, so damn, bro.
No question.
Hurt, that's that's early 90s, late 80s, running up thousands in the midst of the jungle and doing all of that. Did you imagine that you could be doing what you're doing right now for these kids and the community? Did you see that, regardless of your circumstance then, or what you was doing? Like, because you and I both know the guys that are even in that type of life, they still are helpful. They still talk to the kids.
Absolutely.
They still get a couple hours to this person.
Absolutely.
So did you see yourself doing that later down the line, or is this all unimaginable?
No. This is pretty much lined up, man. Because even like when I was in Cumberland in the beginning, when I first started taking my walk in Christ, and I would say I probably had got like 6 or 7 months in, and I was like on fire. And then even people now to this day, you have your moments where you don't feel like you're on fire for the Lord. You go through a little dry spell, you go through a little valley or whatever, right? But what I found out is that those are the times that God uses you the most. You know what I mean? Because we had a guy that come up to Cumberland, and everybody always want to run to the fucking basketball court when they come into George. Still got bus shoes on and jumpsuits. They want to come up the court and shoot around or whatever. You know what I mean? And there's this one guy from Virginia I never forget, man. And I seen him up there playing, and I seen he could play a little bit, and I like got close to him or whatever, just to strike up a little conversation, introduce myself to him or whatever. And then one of my Christian brothers grabbed me, strong in the Lord. Boy, he like grabbed me. Come on, brother Charlie, grab that rubber hand. Come on, let's go out and pray. And I prayed, right? So I don't know how much the guy had been watching me, but when we was walking down the compound, he said, man, I knew you was like that, man. I like, you talking about, champ? He said, you a Christian? I was like, yeah. And man, my whole family grew up in the church. So it was like almost a cut into, like, I don't believe in coincidence or happenstance. Everything is ordained. This time right here with you now was ordained. Before we even met, this was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So being able to set examples and lead by example and be positive and influential. If I'm up there hooping and guys knew how much I love to hoop, if you came up there and stood on that sideline like, hey, bro, Charlie, can I speak to you for a minute? If something bothers you enough to mess with me while I'm out there hooping or whatever, I got to stop what I'm doing and come tend to you because I could save your life. Or you could be get ready to go do something rational, you know what I mean? And so I kind of like knew what my calling was, you know, as much as you try to run from it. You know what I mean? My ministry is the mentor. My ministry is to serve, you know what I mean? To help somebody, you know what I mean? To get turned in the right direction or be the best version of themselves. So it ain't far-fetched, champ. You know what I mean? It wasn't hard for me to become a Christian because, again, the Bible talks about David. David was a man after God's own heart. David was who committed murder, committed adultery, and all that stuff. He peeping Tom on Bathsheba. You know what I mean? On a man's wife. You know what I'm saying? God damn. And I like to make light of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's real talk. You know what I'm saying? So he looking like she. In our term, she fat as a. What the fuck? Check this out. You know what? Hey, what's happening? Hey, you know what I mean? She hip to him. You know what I mean? So, at the same token, yo come out. Oh, that's her husband. Oh, that nigga in my army. Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
Send yo out on the front line tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Send yo right over there, get yo killed. Yeah, I'm gonna get that piece right there.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave. Yo. Come on, Dave, man. But that's reality, champ. You know what I mean? And sometimes speaking like that, you know, first understand the reverence that I have for the Lord. But sometimes speaking like that, it makes people understand what you're talking about. Sure. You know what I mean? And that's what it was for me. If David could do those things or whatever, and he was still a man after God's own heart, meaning he wrestled with himself and he still wanted to be like God or whatever, I mean, who am I not to be willing to want to make those changes? So it wasn't hard for me to give back and really want these young kids to win. You know what I mean? Or anybody in that case.